WWLLMP. I am your host, Local Lizard Man, and today we are back at it. So this is going to be the new norm, I think. At least for the most part. Going to be streaming live on Twitch. We'll go up a few days later on YouTube. Most of the time, unless I'm in very poor condition, I will probably have the video feed going. But this is how I'm going to do it from here on out. So, what you're here for, first off, let's get down to the news. So I have a few articles for us tonight. Let's start off with a few articles from Niche Gamer. Niche? I don't know. Depends on the day I say niche, other days niche. Big fight about this in the league. So, first up, Doom 3 Eternal Collection officially confirmed for Switch. This is from Brandon Orselli. Following yesterday's leak, Blizzard Entertainment and Nintendo have officially confirmed a Nintendo Switch port of Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. As we previously reported, this port includes the base Diablo 3 game, plus its Reaper of Souls and Rise of the Necromancer expansions, as well as all the post-launch content and patches for $59.99. There will also be a bunch of Switch-exclusive Legend of Zelda-themed content. No shocker there. A Legend of Ganondorf cosmetic armor set, a Triforce portrait frame, a chicken pet, cool, and Echoes of the Mask cosmetic set of wings. Lastly, the Switch version of Diablo 3 will also let you play locally with up to 4 players, or locally with up to 4 individual Switch consoles, and of course online. There's also cloud save support. This is cool. The getting to play locally with up to 4 players or 4 Switches, that's really neat. I think that's a really cool idea. Diablo 3 it's been pretty much on everything at this point, so this doesn't shock me. I think the Switch is a great place for it, honestly. I think Diablo 3 is a cool game. I don't love it. I think it's fun, it's neat, but I think this is a wonderful, wonderful idea. Now, sticking with Niche Gamer, sticking with this website, also from Brandon Orselli, Resident Evil 2 Collector's Edition announced for Europe. Now, I don't know if you know anything about the US Collector's Edition, but it is essentially the same thing, so we'll get down to it and I'll tell you what's new. Capcom has announced a Resident Evil 2 Remake Collector's Edition for Europe, which I have tried to pre-order and can't. The new physical release, which mostly mirrors the North American Collector's Edition, comes with the following: Resident Evil 2 Deluxe Edition, full game, special deluxe packaging, and extra DLC pack card. Also in the US one. Give Leon and Claire a new look or a blast from the past with unique costumes. For Leon, Arklay Sheriff, or Noir, and for Claire, Military, Noir, and Elsa Walker. Also get a special weapon, the Samurai Edge Albert model, and a cool thing, an original soundtrack swap. So you can listen to the original soundtrack or the redone one. I think that's really cool. A Leon S. Kennedy, Raccoon Police Department version, figure. An expertly crafted 12-inch figure of Leon on his first day in his new Raccoon Police Department police uniform, recreated to mirror his in-game design down to the smallest details. Must have for any Resident Evil fan or collector. Alright, this thing's cool. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's awesome. Ben's File Art Book. 32-page book left behind by Ben Bartolucci, a freelance journalist who makes an appearance in Resident Evil 2. This file contains photos and files documenting events after the Raccoon City tragedy, and was filed away as a highly confidential document by the U.S. government. It's never been seen by the public, until now. A digital soundtrack, voucher code for a 25-track digital album featuring new songs from the remake as well as a selection of arrangements from the original game. I think that's pretty cool too. A Raccoon Police Department renovation design poster. A diagram reminiscent of blueprints. This poster illustrates how the building was renovated and transformed from a museum to a police facility when work was being done on the building in 1969. And finished it off a soundtrack CD. Now, let me put it this way. That's not finishing off this version. That is what in... Let me English. That is what is in the US version of the Collector's Edition. But also in this one, a limited edition Raccoon Police Department set of keys. Now, when I say that, let me switch over to the display for a moment. right here we have the keys that are actually the replicas of the keys from the game. I just think that is so cool looking, so neat. Oh my god, I tried pre-ordering this and it wouldn't let me, and it makes me so sad. But Resident Evil 2 comes on January 25th. And I think that's the worldwide release, in fact, on the PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Alright, next article, we're going to head over to IGN for these next couple articles. First off, let's give a big round of applause. PlayStation VR hits 3 million units sold. I am a huge PlayStation VR fan. I love my PSVR so much. And, like, there's just... Let's just get in the article and I can talk about a few things that are in here. Sony announced in a blog post that it has now sold through 3 million PlayStation VR units and 21.9 million PlayStation VR games and quote-unquote experiences. Now, keywording there, has sold through 3 million. So it's not saying 3 million have gone out to consumers. 3 million have been bought by people. So that's important to take note. Console Holder also shared a list of the 10 most played VR games to date. I have played most of them. First up, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR. Now here's the reason I was kind of, holding on a little bit. And that is Skyrim VR. I'm not a big Skyrim fan. I enjoy it. It's fun. The theme song is badass. But playing Skyrim in VR, that is the way to play the game. There's no better way. It's just so fun and exhilarating. The thing that got to me the first time I played it, this is how I really put it so it's easy to kind of get a grasp of it. I have my shield and sword out, and I'm just walking down the pathway, and I'm doing it in the control scheme where this controls a hand, this move controller controls a hand, and this move controller controls a hand. So I'm just walking down, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I spot something, and a wolf lunges at me. So something lunges at you, your first thought is, cover your face. I didn't really take note at first. I did that, and the wolf hit my shield and got dazed, and I'm like, oh, right! That's what playing Skyrim in VR was like. It was awesome, and it was just such an amazing and great time. The next couple, number 2, PlayStation VR Worlds, which kind of, well, I guess the original bundle came with VR Worlds. Not all of them did, because there was also Skyrim bundle, Doom, and Gran Turismo, or the other ones that come right up in mind, along with the base kit. Rec Room at number 3, which I still have to play. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. I played this game halfway through in VR because I now know what a heart attack feels like. I'm pretty sure of it. It's amazing in VR. I will stick with that. It is amazing. Seriously, Resident Evil 7 shows what VR can do for the horror genre, and I hope we get more of stuff like that in the long run. 5, Playroom VR. 6, Job Simulator. 7, 8, 9, 10 are Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, Batman Arkham VR, Farpoint, and another one of my top all-time favorite VR games. In fact, it's probably one of the best games I've played in the past couple years, Superhot VR. Superhot VR was such a workout. When the first night I played it for about 3 hours. It was so fun, so great. I had a great time. I go into work the next day. They send me home early because I'm hurting all over and I hurt too much to actually do my job. Because I played 3 hours of Superhot VR. It's insane and just incredible. Thanks again to all our amazing fans for helping us achieve this milestone, PlayStation Marketing Vice President Mary Yee wrote in the post. He also used the opportunity to announce release dates for a pair of upcoming PlayStation VR games. Creed, Rise to Glory, which I believe does have something to do with the movie, in the Rocky series, will be released on September 25th, and Evasion will follow on October 9th. Both games have pre-orders open. But, big round of applause, PlayStation VR. 3 million is good. Yes, there are a ton of PlayStation 4s in the wild. But 3 million kind of beat their expectations in a way. I don't know if it still is, but when it first came out and as it was going, it was beating their expectations. So I think that's a great thing. It shows you people want the VR. Next up, this is a pretty neat one. Warframe adds free Street Fighter style fighting game mode. Super Warframe Turbo: The World Warrior. Warframe, the free-to-play third-person shooter from Digital Extremes, has received a free arcade fighting minigame called Frame Fighter. Revealed on the official Warframe website, Frame Fighter can be accessed by visiting Cephalon Samaris, an area in the sanctuary, and acquiring the Ludoplex through spending standing resource. I'm gonna be honest, I've played a little bit of Warframe. I have no idea what I'm reading. But in Frame Fighter, players can choose between the Excalibur, Volt, and Mag Warframes, each equipped with their unique ability. More Frame Fighter characters can be unlocked by discovering fragments, scannable items hidden throughout Warframe. The minigame is reportedly inspired by Warframe fan Loco Crazy and will transform your orbiter spacecraft into a battleground. Other minigames in Warframe, like the side-scrolling shooter Wormius and the obstacle flying game Happy Zephyr, are also both available through Cephalon Samaris, though both are reportedly still available through secret means. I think this is so cool. It's really neat. Adding something like this to the game is pretty incredible. It's a really big thing for fans, and it's one of those things. It's fun. It's not like it's adding like a new quest line or anything like that. It's just adding something fun. I think that's a really neat idea. Warframe is a fun game. It's free to play. I've never spent a dime, and I've had a ton of fun in that game. Next up, any Pokemon Go fans in the house? This guy. So, Niantic has announced that Celebi will be available in Pokemon Go for players worldwide beginning on August 20th. Celebi will become available in special research and can be accessed after a player has completed Step 3 during the Mew Special Research Quest. I believe I have. I think. Don't quote me, I'm actually going to check quick. Players will be able to complete tasks from the Mew or Celebi line of special research simultaneously without having to abandon one or the other. That's a very important thing, at least to me. Celebi was previously released to players who attended Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago. Those players will not be able to earn a second Celebi from this new set of research, but will instead receive a new bounty of candy to power up your Celebi. Niantic will also add new field research related to Generation 2 Pokemon, as well as new avatar items including a Celebi shirt and outfits from Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. This is pretty neat. I still enjoy playing Pokemon Go. I know it's going to have a big kind of step in with Pokemon Let's Go when it comes out in November. So I don't know if you'll be able to get Celebi. The reason I say this is I know getting the Pokeball for Pokemon Let's Go is the only way to get Mew in the game. You are not able to transfer Mew between Pokemon Go and the Let's Go games. So I don't know if Celebi will be the same. My guess is yes. But, you know, Go had a resurgence when they announced Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee, and Pikachu. It had a resurgence that brought new life into the game, brought a bunch of players that I'm friends with that had just stopped playing because they got bored or they just didn't enjoy it anymore or whatever. They had stopped. Well, they are back now and enjoying it, and it's all because of Let's Go, which I have on pre-order, so I can't say much. Alright, before I move on to the next article, let's see my research. I am on 6 of 8, so yes, I am able to start the Celebi stuff as soon as it comes out. Now, this one, I have my own theories about. So, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, release date delayed till November. This is from Jonathan Dornbush. Spyro fans will have to wait just a few more weeks more than originally planned to play Toys for Bob's reimagined take on the first 3 Spyro adventures. Yes, Toys for Bob studio head Paul Yan has confirmed in a blog post that the Spyro Reignited trilogy for PS4 and Xbox One will now be released on November 13th. The collection was originally scheduled for September 21st release. Now, Here is their statement. Everyone here at Toys for Bob is so proud to be reigniting the original Spyro trilogy. Pun. After all these years. We're deeply committed to getting these games right, so we've decided to move the release date of Spyro Reignited Trilogy to November 13th, 2018. I really hoped that you would be rescuing dragons and scorching Rhinox sooner, but the trilogy needs more love and care. In November, when you're exploring the Dragon Realms, Avalar, and the Forgotten Worlds, we know you'll agree the extra time is worth the wait. Now, here is another theory I have. So, they announced only the first Spyro game would be on the disc. That's it. The other two are download. So, almost what's the point of getting the disc? So, I actually I've read and heard of this causing a ton of pre-orders to go down the drain. A lot of people are upset about that. One of the things I'm thinking, when this comes out, it might have all three Spyros on the disc. I'm wondering if they've seen enough backlash to be like, whoa, okay, we'll do it. Just calm down. So that's kind of my take and thought on why this got delayed. So that's kind of a blah news. It sucks, but whatever. Maybe it might end up being for the best. A delayed game is good. Wait, oh shoot. What was the a bad game is always bad. A delayed game can be good. Anyhow, next article. PUBG's latest event mode takes players back to the early access days. I actually think this is really cool. PUBG Corp has announced a new event mode that will bring back the loot and rules from the game's early access period. You can check out the full details described by PUBG Corp below. Game settings mimic the settings used during the early access period. 100 players across 25 teams on Erangel. Level 3 helmets spawn in-world while the Tommy gun and Kark can only be found in care packages. Camo-patterned jackets, as well as ghillie suits, can be found in care packages. Blue zone damage is not amplified by distance from the safe zone. Aqua rails will not spawn. Weapon stats and vaulting mechanisms are the same as the current. Players and weapons will all spawn on the starting island before the plane. That's something that hasn't been there for a while. When you spawn the starting island, they used to have like the weapons all laid out and such. 4-person squads only. Auto matchmaking can be set on or off, so you can play by yourself. You'll just be going up against teams of 4. As you wish. Weather is sunny, red zones are enabled, care packages are enabled, and friendly fire is enabled. The event mode is live now and ends on Sunday, August 19th at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be honest, it also says Monday, August 20th, 3 a.m. BST. I honestly don't know what BST is, so I can't confirm nor deny anything about that. But this is really, really cool. We always joke about how bad PUBG was at first. Like, it was fun, but it had so many problems in that. So going back to the original PUBG, hopefully without the problems, that'll be really fun, because that's kind of like, that's the game it was when I started playing it last year. I just think that's really neat. It's a really cool thing to do. Now, the last bit of news, and very, very topical. Until Dawn developer Supermassive Games trademarks Shattered State in Europe. Supermassive Games, the studio behind the PlayStation 4 horror game Until Dawn, has trademarked Shattered State in Europe alongside a logo. While the 2015 release Until Dawn is owned by Sony Interactive Entertainment, the Shattered State IP is owned by Supermassive Games itself, meaning that it could appear on any platform. The studio has only twice developed for non-PlayStation platforms in its 10-year history. once in 2010 with Big Match Striker for PC, and again in 2012 with the release of Doctor Who The Eternity Clock for PC in addition to the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita versions. However, those were also the only two times Sony Interactive Entertainment did not own and publish the game it was developing. So, I have a theory. First off, let me do this so you can see that is the Shattered State logo. So, Until Dawn is not only one of, in my opinion, the best PlayStation 4 exclusives of the past couple years. In my opinion, Until Dawn is probably one of the best games I've played in the past decade. They essentially did what Quantic Dream does, but in a way that was better than Quantic Dream up to that point. I love Detroit Become Human. I love it. I think it's so good. I still think Until Dawn is probably better. I love everything about Until Dawn. It's so amazing. So, hearing them say, hey, we've got another game, trademarked. Here's the other thing. They trademarked it in Europe. What's going on this weekend? Gamescom in Germany, the big game convention. I think there's a very good chance we get our first look at Shattered State within the next couple days, and that excites the hell out of me. I think that's amazing. Either that, or, is it November? Sometime within the next couple months is Paris Games Week. Now the reason I bring that up, if this is on any other console, I think we could see it here. If this is a PlayStation 4 exclusive, even though they own the IP, if it is a PlayStation 4 exclusive, I think we'll see it at Paris Games Week, because that's when they tend to have a showing. I don't even know if they really plan on doing much of anything at Gamescom this year. But I just think this is awesome. I love Supermassive Games. Their PlayLink game, Hidden Agenda, I love it. It's so fun. So fun. So, that is the news I have for now. The next thing I want to talk about, let's get to the topic of the show. So, this topic is kind of brought on by something that I've read in the news recently. There was this big... Now, I don't know all the news are off the top of my head. Like, I don't know the whole story behind this. But Nintendo got to two sites and made them take down their ROMs, which essentially shut the sites down. Here's my thing about emulation and ROMs. ROMs, not wrongs. Emulation and ROMs. So, overall, first off, emulation is a gray point, but ROMs, in a way, are illegal. It is not illegal if you upload them to your computer yourself. It is illegal if you just download them. So, here, let me show you what I do with ROMs. So, a big thing, it's hard to see it. Okay, you know what? Let me use, for example, I'm going to try and point my fingers correctly. Right up here, that is a Japanese copy of Animal Crossing for the Nintendo 64. Say I want to stream this game. So, I would need a Japanese N64. I would need a new streaming device that is capable of getting the original yellow, red, and white inputs. I would need the software to go along with that. And, you know, it's kind of be a pain in the butt. I don't mind getting the Japanese N64, but getting everything else is just a pain. Or, I could download a ROM of Animal Crossing. Now, did I upload it myself? No. I essentially got someone else who knows what they're doing to upload it for me. I legally own a copy right there. So, a better example. I am going to be getting a copy. I got a 3DO console a couple weekends ago. I am going to be getting a copy of a game called D. It's a horror game. I got a ROM of it. So, when the time comes, I would like to stream like a few horror games. I will legally own a copy of D, and I do not mind using this ROM and emulator. I want to know, what is everyone else's opinion on ROMs and emulation? Another big thing is for, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, almost, historical is not the right word I'm looking for, but I know there's a word, I just cannot think of it right now, I'm tired. Preservation. For preservation. So, this Animal Crossing game, this Japanese Animal Crossing game, you can probably get for, I don't know, $20. But then you have a game like Nintendo World Championship. That game, I want to say, goes for, was that the one that just the cartridge went for about $25,000 roughly? Okay. So, when that cartridge, or, however many there are, when they're gone, say something happens, they get ruined, that game is lost. That game is lost to history, and no one can do anything about it. Or, through ROMs and emulation, that game can essentially live forever. That's why ROMs, emulation, that's why all of this is so important. I am a big fan of video game preservation. The reason I have these shelves of games right here, over here, the reason I want games to survive. I would love to have my own, little museum when I get older. I want games to survive. I don't want something to happen. Okay. I have a copy of Captain Skyhawk, complete in box. That's not a game you're going to see on one of these Nintendo Classic consoles. You're never going to see Captain Skyhawk on that. I love Captain Skyhawk. The only way I can play that is through a ROM or an original Nintendo. Someday, original Nintendos are going to run out. ROMs shouldn't. That's a big thing. If I want to play that game in 20 years, I hope I can. That's a big thing that's a big reason why ROMs are important to me. But I want to hear from you guys. What is your opinion on ROMs, emulation, this whole ordeal? Is it fine? Is it completely illegal? I want to see your stance on this. Nintendo has obviously shared their side. Now I want to see yours. Now, I have a couple segments left, smaller ones. We've gotten through the meat of the system. First off, I want to kind of tell you a little bit about a game I love. This one, I don't know exactly if I'm going to recommend it. It's not a good game, but I absolutely love it. But I want to give you a little information each episode behind a game that is personally important to me or that I thoroughly enjoy. So, I'm going off of Wikipedia for this information. Bullet Witch is a third-person shooter. You know what? Let me bring up the display. Bullet Witch is a third-person shooter developed by Cavia for the Xbox 360 and Microsoft Windows. It was released in Japan in 2006 and in Western regions in 2007. AQ Interactive published the game in Japan, while Atari was the publisher for other regions. The Windows version was released by Xseed Games in April 2018. Set on a post-apocalyptic Earth, the story follows the witch Alicia Klaus as she hunts a powerful demon. Players control Alicia through linear levels, using her gun to fire multiple types of ammunition at humanoid and demonic enemies. Beginning development in 2004 as Cavia's first game for 7th generation consoles, Bullet Witch was developed by the team behind Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. The character and monster designs, created respectively by Satoshi Ueda and Taro Hasegawa, fused Western and Japanese sensibilities. The music was composed by Masashi Yano, supervised by Nobuyoshi Sano. The game received mixed to negative reviews from Japanese and Western critics. There is not a place I can think of that gave this a good review. Except for maybe me. And not even me. It's a bad game. I thoroughly enjoy this game. But the reason I want to do this each week is so you can get to know me a little more. Had I thought of it sooner, I would have in my hand, you can't really see it, but I have 2 copies back there on that shelf with all my night traps. I have 2 copies of Bullet Witch, one with each cover out. Yes, that is how much I enjoy that game. So, we have come to Rev. Welcome. You have arrived right at the end of the podcast. I've come to the final segment where I want to give a shout out to a podcast or streamer or developer or publisher, someone somewhere that I approve of. Rev, don't go anywhere. What are you doing later? Because I'm going to be streaming some PUBG. You might be playing World of Warcraft, though. So, today, I want to give love to a good friend of mine. I know I've given it to her on the podcast before, but that was ages ago. I want to give love to my friend Urimead. On Twitch, at Urimead. Or on Twitter, same thing. She is a good friend of mine, a great streamer, just an awesome person to be around, fun time, and I think everybody should go check her out. Let her know I sent ya, and just have a good time. She has a great community, and she has a lot of great people around her. I mean, I'm around. So, thanks everybody for joining. Remember, catch me next time. I'm hoping to do this once every week or every 2 weeks, but I'm going to end the podcast / stream for about 30 seconds to a minute, and I will bring up the game I will be playing. So thanks everybody, and until next time, good night, Twitch and YouTube. Good night.